Alright, time for a Amumu game. I will be playing against a Rammus here, which should be a pretty good matchup for me, really. There's nothing wrong with this. This guy is gonna struggle against me for the most part when it comes to 1v1s, due to the nature of Amumu's kit being like max HP damage and AP damage as well. True damage on top of that with passive. So the guy's just gonna struggle. So this is a very good matchup for me. I got to pick it into Rammus as well. I'm also the only AP champ on my team, so this is gonna be pretty smooth. It looks like... with this situation going on, I don't think I actually get to start on blue buff, so I guess I'll just start over here then. Okay. You don't have to start on blue on Amumu. It is better, of course, but with this situation, I didn't think I was actually gonna get the leash, and the GP is over here helping me out, so I'll just do this instead. I'll clear the other way, which is not too big of a deal. The only thing that happens when you clear this way instead of like starting on blue buff is you have to be a little bit more mindful of your mana. But they did fix mana sustain a little while back, like more mana sustain from camps. So there is that. Not the best leash, but okay. The leash is better. You don't smite here. But the leash was not that good, so he definitely smited 600 HP. Like your top laner has some kind of hard leash mechanic, or just a hard leash mechanic for bot lane or whatever in general, and the thing goes like 400 HP, you don't smite there, because then the value goes down too much. You don't want to do that. There we go. We'll clear all the way down. We should have pretty good bot lane gank opportunities. My Jhin has bought a Cole. Oh man, went for that. Elo of this game, by the way, we're talking like low platinum, plat 4-ish, plat 3, plat 4, that type of deal. So you are aware. And yeah, I'm gonna go for a clear. Look at the Q. Bot lane's popping off. That's the second kill for Jhin already. Level 2 advantage most likely. 1-for-1 on top. Which I think is actually favorable for Teemo, because Teemo has teleport, so that's not quite good for GP. And also the wave is favorable, I think, for Teemo as well. See, mana sustain is okay. It is manageable. It is just slightly faster on the other side because of the ability haste you get mostly. The biggest factor for it. If you don't get a leash at all, you can also solo start Raptors with your E. Just pick your E and just do that, because you basically delete that camp completely. There is no reason to smite this, because I'd rather use the smite on the scuttle here. Because this would be a more contested camp, potentially. Not really going to be able to look for bot. Mid lane, on the other hand, though, could look for this. This should be a dead Heimer. We just walk up to him. It's on him here. Perfect. Now we just kill the turrets. And we're going to help Zed push out this one wave. We see the other guy top. Zed needs to recall here. So I just have to help him shove this out. Give him the big one. Don't have an interest in his cannon minion. I just want to make sure this goes in so he can recall. Rammus went top lane. It's fine. Mid lane was a good opportunity there. Not too bad. Still had the potion as well if I had to use it. You can also not buy the potion if you want to and save money in the early game, but it can be very risky. In this case, I could have done it because the Rammus isn't a champ that invades. But if it's like a champ that invades, having the potion is most definitely safer. I can actually just calmly clear this once again. And my camps are respawning. And I'm not in any type of threat or danger when it comes to clearing these camps. It's already very fast due to Amumu's kit. I'm just going to have a better recall the next time around. So it's overall a bit more time efficient here. And what I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to recall and then just walk out of base. We can look for the dragon. Both side camps will respawn here too. That's going to be the play here. Take the Bami Cinder, this, and then whatever I can buy here. Which is that. Yep, that's what I thought. We're gonna switch to a sweeper. I didn't even use my warding trinket, to be fair, but I'd rather have the sweeper potential to scout vision on dragon if I'm gonna do it. Because out of base now, I could just clear the wolves and then clear the Gromp. Because the Gromp has a delay anyway when it comes to respawning. Because I did blue before I did Gromp. So the spawn time should line up still, if that makes sense. Like, as you can see, the Gromp is now going to respawn, which means the time I would have had to wait for, like, the Gromp for that to kill it, I now used that to recall instead. I would have done Gromp first. This would have been slightly different, but... Oh, I got the kill on top lane. I wonder if he's doing Dragon. There's definitely a potential for that. Gonna hit it. Okay, he is. We should have hit it from out of range. Go for this guy. Because he is squishier than the Rammus. Easier kill. Got the assist on him, that's all I care about. Can we just go Dragon here? Yeah, I figured since the Maokai walked up like that and he didn't show for a very long time after, I figured the Dragon was definitely going to be something they were doing. I also didn't see Rammus on the map or anything of that nature. Make sure I scout here to see if I have to be careful for this. Rammus also didn't recall yet, which is a big benefit for me. That makes me way stronger in a fight. I use my... I use my Q from a distance on Maokai. I don't want to walk close to him. Because if I walk close to him, he can W me, and that would lose me the stun potential from Q. Wait a little bit for the minion wave to walk up, for him to walk up. Just CC lock him, surprise him with it. He stepped back forward. I'm just gonna flash ult him, or ult flash. Sorry, do not flash ult. Always ult flash if you're gonna hit it. Because if you ult first, you can have a faster animation on it. If you flash first, they actually have a slight bit of reaction time. But if you ult flash, they don't. So it makes it easier to land it. Finish my topside camps here, and then I should be able to recall for a Sunfire. Good. Sunfire is basically just something you're building for like a massive amount of clear speed, but also giving you tankiness. Amumu gets synergizes really well by getting hit with like auto attacks and stuff. So Sunfire allows you to tank minion waves in certain situations, all that type of stuff to get your E cooldown lowered more due to additional armor. But it also gives you obviously additional clear speed, burn damage, which is all really, really good. And it's a very cheap item as well. Like, it's very, very cheap. So that's why you go it first. I can definitely go for the gank on Teemo here. I know I have like gold and all that to buy my Sunfire right now, but Teemo gank is possible. He is making this interesting. Does he have a ward? He does have a ward. Should be as close to the range as possible for the Q. You want to like try to use your Q when you're as far in melee range as you can be, really. Oh, I might be dead here actually. Actually, I think I win this. Oh, that block might mess me up, though. I don't have the mana for this, I don't think. Pot the potion. If I had more mana, I could win this fight, but I don't. So, I'm not going to do it. So you can see, like, the value here from Amumu as, like, damage output towards Rammus, because there's really nothing he can do against me. If he taunts me, it doesn't make a difference at all. So, yeah, you're kind of chilling with this. We get the Sorcerer's Shoes here, and then the Sorcerer's Shoes will give magic penetration, which will be very good. Amumu has a ton of magic damage, his entire kit, basically, so if you build Sorks, it's going to be the most beneficial to you. There's a lot of people that think, like, tank boots are great and all that, but Sorks are just way too good on Amumu not to take. So, yeah. Let's clear the bot side here. We can look for that dragon, potentially the Rift Herald as well. Guess we'll see. Seems that my Jhin does have a... my Jhin mostly has the lead. The rest is, like, I'd say relatively even. Max W second. Will give the best value. Q really doesn't... Like, you don't really want to up this. It doesn't give increased stun time or anything. It's just a bit of extra damage. But it doesn't really do anything for you for the most part. Okay, let's get Scuttle here. Could potentially look for a mid play. Maokai is in fact top lane. I could dive Misfortune. Probably. Because we see the Maokai top, we see the Pike top, so this is going to be a 2v1 dive on Misfortune. Yep, just a free kill. That's probably the best angle I was going to get. Got the bot turret here now, so we get first turret off the map as well, which is good. Can share that with my Jhin. I didn't actually initially turn my W, that was kind of bad. I can probably just walk it back onto this turret. The Rammus goes in from the side here. I can definitely walk far enough out of turret reach, I think, for me to survive. Just finish off the turret here. If Jhin wants to hit it. There we go. Alright, cool. Take the recall and then I'll go for the dragon out of base, I think. We're gonna go for Liandry's next item. Just the best mythic to get on Amumu right now. The damage that you gain from this is absolutely colossal. Also gives you the mana sustain throughout the rest of the game, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. There is no real good tank mythic that you want to pick up. I mean, there are some you can pick up, but it just doesn't compare to how good Liandry's is for Amumu. Just way too insane. And I mean, especially in a game like this, where I'm the only AP damage source, the more AP damage I do, the better, of course, as well. If I would go for a tank mythic, and that would be a big if, it would be Even Shroud, by the way. I would never really give up Liandry's, honestly, but if I would, it would be Even Shroud, because 10% increased damage is very easy to reach. Go for the stun on him, into a snare, into what could be a pike hit. You see him one more time. I don't want to use my ult for this kill. I really don't have to. I could. I think this should be here, right? Okay. It was, but okay, well. Yeah, I don't know why my pike is sprinting top lane like a maniac instead of trying to invade with me a bit better, but I guess it is what it is. Just ult him. This also kills his turrets at the same time. So that's why I just position myself to hit my ult on him and the turrets. And then we can finish him off pretty easily. I'm just going to start moving towards top lane here, I think. This is not going to be a play. Scuttle could be up. I don't think Zed's going to do anything. Or he shouldn't die or anything like that. We're just going to clear this Scuttle here, which I figured would be up as well. And then we're just going to walk up into team. Never mind. Oh, up into Rammus then. Sure thing. Rammus is dead here. Again, here, hold your Q. You want to walk into melee range as much as you can. Because it's easier to land this way, and try to stand ahead of Rammus the entire time as well. We can't get out of his Q situation. He doesn't have a ability to dodge that, and I should be able to finish him off here. Yep. Crucial how I did that, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten him. Please, I would like my pike to help me out here. Pick up the plant first. It seems that Pike is rotating bot instead of helping with Herald, which is slightly unfortunate. That could maybe be a problem. Heimer is also bot, actually, which means that I probably will be fine because Rammus is dead. More so worried about like a Teemo, TP, and Heimer showing up, but since Heimer's bot, I guess this is fine. If Pike would be here and Heimer would show up, it would be okay, because then I would have had enough backup to the point where he can like zone Heimer a bit. That's the thought process I had, basically. I have 2 minutes 50 on Dragon. Keep that in mind. I do have enough gold to the point where I can buy my mythic after this recall, which is good. I'm gonna finish my topside camps here real quick, and then we're gonna go play for the bot side half of the map with the dragon spawning relatively soon. I might go for the Teemo gank here before I recall after clearing these 2 camps, but we'll see about that. There. I think Zed might be dead already here. I'm gonna take my back. Get the Liandry's, and the next item. I am in a good enough state where I just go for the Demonic here. In this case, if I wasn't like in a very good state right now, I would go probably Force of Nature next, honestly, because of their team comp. Like, Force of Nature is insanely good against their entire team. It works really well against Teemo, Heimer, Maokai, and Rammus. It's definitely an item I'm going to be picking up, but I think I could just go for the Demonic first because I am in such a state right now that going for a bit more damage right now is fine. Otherwise, you can also just go for like a tank item here and then get the Demonic a little bit later. If you want that too, that is completely fine. But yeah, I feel like if you have a lead, you should just build a damage item because it's just more better sounds weird. Probably not how you put that, but it's just a slightly better situation. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna go for the Demonic next, most likely, and then Force of Nature after, because it's just way too good against our team. If you need a magic resist item that you can go offensive with, you can also just pick up the Abyssal Mask, which is obviously a really good item on Amumu. However, the value out of Force of Nature against that specific enemy team is way too insane. Gonna make sure I kill him, because I know Heimer is gonna be a serious problem if I just don't deal with him straight away. Just gonna put the Herald down. If you put a Herald down and you have a blue or a red trinket, it will refresh right away, so you can just use it. Doesn't work with the warding trinket. Probably should have just thrown that on Maokai. Just need to get the Herald to get the bounce, and that's all I really care about. For the rest, it doesn't really matter. Bounce is a bounce. This guy is dead. Ah, he missed. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's probably shouldn't have smited him due to the dragon spawning soon. Builds up in 28. I'm just gonna go for dragon. I think if I just go for it now, I don't think the enemy team can deal with it. I do it quite fast with just the amount of damage output Amumu has on it, so I think it'll be fine. Maybe I shouldn't have left the plant up. I thought that the Jhin was gonna path towards the dragon, but he pathed bot lane instead, so maybe leaving the plant up is a big problem for me here. As you can see, I do great damage on this thing. Easily be able to do this by myself. Oh boy, I don't have smite. Quite scared here that I lose this. Okay, I got it. That's more luck than anything else, really. This is perfect. Get the engage on the Amumu. Perfect. Just snipe it past the Rammus, because the Amumu is going to be walking up the entire time anyway. He stepped back, but I'm just going to flash into him that way. He can't get out of that. Fine. Just flash into him to block the ball from rolling away. And now I need... How much gold for my Demonic? 450. I can definitely clear my camps for that. I have like a minute 40 before the Baron spawns. So I will definitely just clear my camps here. And then I have enough money. I can recall. And hopefully I can get some of my... Like one of my teammates to tank the Baron for me. So I can quickly do it. Because Amumu's Baron damage is absolutely insane. I'm gonna be as specific as possible towards my team, and hopefully they will help me tank with tanking the Baron. You guys will see. I mean, a lot of you may already know the situation, but if I can get like my GP to tank or my Pike to tank the Baron for me, that's all I need. Good, get the Demonic here. We're in a good enough state to take that, and then the next item is definitely going to be a Force of Nature in this game. The team's going kind of aggressive here. Without me, it's a pretty sketchy thing. I think GP might actually be dead here. Yeah, he's dead here. Oh. Okay. Oh boy. I saved him barely. I would like to do Baron, but at this state, I don't think I can. Because of my team, like, absolutely just doing whatever this is. I mean... I just need him to take the hand debuff. As long as he does that, we can do this. Because as you can see, this Baron is going to die very fast. Already like half HP. Pyke is a lot more squishy. GP tanks now. I mean, GP also has a lot of Baron damage. I can tank now. This is fine. But that initial burst of speed on this, if Pyke was slightly tankier, this would have been a little bit faster, obviously. But very, very squishy champ, so it is understandable. But even that works with a Jenna as well. Get the initial speed out of it, and I burst the Baron for like half HP. And then we can clean it up from there. Very, very big damage output. It is a bit lower these days than it used to be because they now kept demonic damage to monsters. So that is definitely a little bit slower now, but still super fast. As you saw, like definitely no problem. And you can definitely like, if it's just a squishy support tanking for you, like it was in this case for me, it is... Oh. Let's just walk away of this situation. It is completely fine if he tanks it to like the last hit he can tank, and then I have done like half the Baron's HP already, or like maybe even more slightly. If the support is like an enchanter support, he can also shield himself, which would be working out quite nicely for you there too. But yeah, Force of Nature, there we go. Pick this up, and then we're just gonna play. I want to play a little slow here for 50 seconds, wait for the Dragon's Soul before we go suicide into a team fight. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Get the level up from this camp before I do anything else. And then we look for the dragon in 30 seconds to get the soul. My team is really prone to just walking it straight into mid lane for absolutely no reason. It's kind of interesting. Oh, right. That was a Maukar sapling. I see. I don't have flash currently. That's one death. Make sure I hit him with this. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go take the dragon. Drake Soul comes above anything else, but in this situation, I had like a window to potentially save my Zed, so I did that instead. There we go. This game's damage output just means that I do Force of Nature into Abyssal Mask here, because Abyssal Mask is basically gonna be my magic penetration item at the same time. So definitely do that. You over. Oh, that's quite bad on my end. He is dead. The one thing I do want to say with Amumu, try not to waste your ultimate. I'm gonna walk towards the bot side minion wave here to Baron these minions up. Try to use your ultimate only when you can hit like 2 or 3 people, unless you have no choice. You can hit 2 or 3 people with your ultimate, that's perfectly good. But if you have no other choice and you kind of like either need to save your teammate or anything of that nature, then definitely just use your ult because you have to. But definitely prioritize using it to hit multiple people if possible, especially if you have flash up. Because if you have flash up, you can use your flash ult to instantly win an entire team fight by yourself, which I might be able to show you here in a second. Oh, that minion just absolutely saved Rammus's ass, didn't he? Oh, they all walked into my ult range. I appreciate that, buddies. That's what I mean, though. I held my ultimate as long as possible there, before, like, until they actually walked into a position where I can land a good one. Or a flash ult would have been fine with me as well, to be fair, but I just wait for a good opportunity. Ouch. Okay, well, I guess we'll leave then. Enemy actually got to defend this. They lost their entire base, but they got to survive a little bit, I suppose. Got my Force of Nature here. Damn it, I can't recall here because that would have aggroed a minion wave. I still have my flash. The flash as well, by the way, is something you want to savor. Like, you want to cherish that flash. The only reason to really flash at this stage in the game is if you can land a flash ultimate. Otherwise, it's practically not worth it. Because the value you gain out of just landing like a good ult is insane. So I'd rarely use my flash for anything but a flash ult at this point in the game. Like, past the 25-minute mark, when it comes to the teamfight stage, the only reason you would flash is to flash ult 3 or 4 people in the enemy team. In any other situation, your flash is basically a waste, unless you're trying to save to survive maybe 1,000 gold bounty. That would be something I would probably flash for as well. But in any other situation, definitely don't waste your flash until you have flash ult. I'm just gonna go for this. I don't think there's anything they can do against me. have tons of damage here. They do absolutely no damage to me because I have Force of Nature now. And yeah, we're good. Oh, ouchies. Alright, that's the end of the game. I'll finish off Abyssal Mask in this specific game, but it can be Abyssal Mask, it can be Thornmail, it can be whatever fits. In this case, it's that. So yeah, that is it for Amumu. I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Alright, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing 26.7k damage, which is very respectable. Actually kind of surprised that did the most. I mean, to be fair, they were in a lot of random chaotic fights, I suppose, so there's that. But very respectable damage from me, not bad at all. True damage at 3.4k, which is quite a lot. Then we have damage to objectives, which I obviously win at 51.7. Amumu's very good at doing damage to like objectives, Rift Heralds, Dragons, Baron even, you know. As you saw, like I bursted Baron for like half his HP in like 10 seconds or less when Pyke was tanking it. I mean, you could tank the Baron yourself as well, but you're still gonna need, like at that point, you're gonna need somebody to help you do Baron, because you wouldn't do enough damage to the point where the Baron would actually kill you over time. But yeah, healing done at 16.5k. Damage taken at another 29k here as well. Very good. Self-mitigated at 26.4. We have gold earned at 14.7. And then for the runes, Conquer healed me for about 700. But the adaptive damage is the most important factor here. This stacks up quite quickly on Amumu, so it's very, very good for like prolonged team fights and stuff like that. Does a lot of damage. I take Triumph here. Just additional HP regeneration, extra gold as well, which is a big thing. Tenacity for CC reduction, when you need it a little bit here and there, can definitely be useful. The other two runes don't really do anything for Amumu anyway in this slot, so yeah. Good agra here, a bit more kill damage. Ultimate Hunter is the big one, because you want to have your ult up as much as possible. And then to combine with that Cheap Shot is the best rune to get out of that tree to combine with Ultimate Hunter. Because of Amumu's amount of CC, you can easily proc a lot of cheap shot hits, and this did an extra 900 true damage, basically, which is really good. So, yeah, that is it for Amumu. If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye!